Sean Pennington here with Someone IT. You might be wondering why we don't have the fancy background behind us and why it's a gray sky and some trees are in the back. It's because right now we're going to be talking about the cloud, and we're going to have a few episodes to go over this a little bit, but we're going to keep it really simple today and explain to you just a small snippet of what the cloud is. It's not what's behind me. It's not the gray clouds in the sky. It's not some white fluffy thing. It is simply somebody else's computer running off of somebody else's power and combining a lot of different servers to effectively bring you somebody else's computer. Now, that computer is usually hosted somewhere in a data center. Sometimes it's a private data center, sometimes it's a public data center. And you might go, well, what's the difference, Sean? What's the difference between a public and a private data center? Well, a public one is something like Amazon or Microsoft Azure or Google. Those are public because everybody has access to them. A private one is something like what we have with a private data center where we host all of our own servers. Now, our clients get to use those servers privately, but nobody else gets to use them. They're hosted by us. And there are other companies out there that do the same thing. There are companies out there that have semi-private and semi-public where a managed service provider or a company can lease space and place their servers in there, or they can lease servers of their own from that data center. But however it goes, those are kind of the 3-4 different types of data centers and cloud infrastructures that are out there and how they pertain to what you're looking at. So when you're looking at public, you're looking at Azure and AWS, stuff like that. You're not looking at the gray sky behind me. And when you're talking about private, it's something that's usually very privatized and hosted by an individual company. So that may also look like your line of business app. There are companies out there that host QuickBooks servers, not QuickBooks Online. QuickBooks Online would be a great example of a public cloud service, but a privatized one may have the QuickBooks desktop software on it through a remote desktop connection server. We've seen a lot of stuff like that over the years. With the advent of QuickBooks Online, that's slowly going away, but it's not entirely gone because a lot of the features that are in QuickBooks Desktop haven't quite made it all the way into QuickBooks Online. It's an entirely different story, but the basics is the cloud is just somebody else's computer using somebody else's hardware and somebody else's electricity. And as we'll discuss in a future episode, that also means that you're paying for their electricity, wherever that is, and however much that costs, as well as the replacement of hardware, maintenance, and monitoring of those servers and infrastructure. So that's a little quick snippet of what the cloud is. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. Hit like. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.